Hey guys, welcome to day one of my Urban Sketching at Home 7-day challenge. I thought it'd be great fun to have a go at this. A lot of us are in lockdown once more. Some of us are just unable to, get out all the time and find the time. Some of us may not feel too confident sketching in public yet. Whatever your reasons, this is a great way to get yourself urban sketching at home and finding, all of the inspiration that lies around the house. It can be daunting to know where to begin with that though. So I'm really hoping this 7-day challenge can kind of kickstart you, give you some ideas, and just give you that confidence to sketch at home. And just because you may not be able to get out and sketch out in the world for whatever reason, doesn't mean you can't keep doing what you love. So I really hope this challenge inspires you. As I said, you don't have to follow these prompts strictly. There's no rules here. This is strictly just for fun and encouragement only. There's no prizes. There's nothing. Just your own sense of accomplishment of getting any sketching done at home. So that's it. So on to day one, the first day of this challenge, I want to invite you guys to sketch your art supplies. I think it's a great way to start a sketchbook. So I'm just opening my brand new Hahnemuhle watercolour sketchbook here. I've just filled one of these and I bought another one straight away really. I actually wanted to get the A4 version but they'd sold out, so I got the A5 version again, and that's fine, it's a bit more portable anyway, so it's all good. So I've basically just grabbed a bunch of my art supplies and just laid them on the table really. And I'm not drawing them exactly where they're positioned. As you'll see, I sort of pick them up a bit and kind of move them around and just try and make a bit of a composition on the page. So I think, as I said, this is a great first page idea for your sketchbook, especially if you've got the fear of the first blank page. This is a great way to fill it. I would generally sketch the materials that I'm going to kind of use throughout the book. So if I'm on a trip or something like that, I'll sketch the materials I've got just to remind me what I'm using throughout this book. In this case, I'm just sketching what I'm finding interesting, because I don't think I'll be using those watercolour paints that I'm sketching throughout this sketchbook, but that's fine. There's no rules here. It doesn't matter. They just looked interesting to me. Those are the Mungyo paints, by the way, which I do have a review on if anyone wants to go and watch that. Totally reasonable for doing some watercolour sketching or illustration, but not for use for hardcore watercolour painting. But anyway, that's beside the point. So yeah, as you can see here, I'm just kind of picking up brushes and whatever I sort of see, and I'm like, oh yeah, I want that to sketch, and oh, I think that will look good here. You can see before I started sketching a paintbrush, the Escoda, and realised it was not going to fit on the page the way I'd sketched it, so I actually just erased some of it and then sketched just the handle part and then put the rest of the brush in below. There's no kind of rules here. Just kind of go with what you want to do and what you think looks good. So I am sketching this out with my pencil first. I'm probably sketching a bit more detail than I normally would with a pencil. It could be because I'm doing this on camera and I just want to get a really good sketch for you guys, or sometimes I just get a bit carried away with the pencil and sketch in more detail than I normally would. But either way, it doesn't matter. There's no rules, as I keep saying. So these are the bits and bobs I've got, like a kneadable razor, there's my Escoda brush. I'm just sort of picking up bits that I think look good in the sketch, and here are the Mungyo paints, which are quite brightly coloured, so I thought they'd be nice to paint on the first page. My St. Petersburg White Knights ones are just a bit of a mess at the moment, so I thought I'd go for the cleaner palette that I've got to sketch. So I'm just going to go in now and do all of the line work really with my fountain pen, and add in more details as I see them, and stuff like that. I did actually mean to sketch this fountain pen, to be honest, but I totally forgot about it because it was off to the side, because it's quite an interesting looking fountain pen. It's see-through in the middle, So that would have been cool, but never mind, I forgot, that's fine. So yeah, I'm just going to go around and sort of do the contour lines and other bits of lines here and there. I'm actually using platinum carbon ink inside of this fountain pen. I use that inside this pen and the Lamy that I've got as well. I really like the ink. It's really black and it's waterproof, so definitely will recommend using that ink. You can find it. I've got a link below in the description, but you can find it on Amazon or you can find it in quite a few other shops actually. It's quite a popular choice of ink to put in the fountain pen. And now I'm just kind of going around and outlining that kind of tube of gouache there. So my idea really was to just go around and do the lines, but then I found myself actually doing a bit of hatching lines as well. And then I realised that actually that would look really cool throughout the drawing, so you'll see me later on, I'll go back and do some more hatching, but I think it looks really cool in this style of drawing actually. I don't really do a lot of hatching and cross hatching, but it's something I kind of want to try more of, especially in this type of, you know, playful kind of illustration vibe. There's an artist called Tommy Kane, which I'm sure you guys have heard of, but he's kind of a master at just sketching in ink really, and using hatching. I mean, he does sketch in other mediums too, but he does use watercolour as well, but he's just particularly awesome at hatching, so do check him out. So I'm just finishing off this clip here. And that's kind of my pen lines done really. So as I said, I've come back in now with the Lamy All-Star fountain pen I've got. Why did I change fountain pens? I don't know really. I think this fountain pen has got a slightly finer line to it. Even though they both have extra fine nibs on them, this Lamy seems to be finer than the Twasabi. So because I did all the outlines with the Twasabi Eco pen, I thought I'd just do the hatching with a finer line. So I used the Lamy pen. What I like about fountain pens versus fine liners is that you can actually sketch at more of an angle with them. I find with fine liners you kind of have to keep them quite upright to the page, like a 90-degree angle, whereas with a fountain pen you can use it much more on its side and it's slightly more comfortable. So yeah, other than that though, there wasn't too much thought that went into it using the fountain pen versus the fine liner. Actually, I'll tell you what, I just want to use the fountain pens because I haven't maybe used them for a few days, and if you don't use them, I think the ink can kind of start to like dry up a little bit, or maybe they get blocked. Either way, I think it's a good idea just to use the fountain pen as much as possible. If you've got that, you know, waterproof ink and stuff, it's slightly thicker, so it's best to use the pens as much as possible. I've got this Faber-Castell, this random watercolour pencil in grey, so I thought I'd use that for the kneadable eraser there. I do really want to get more of those Faber-Castell watercolour pencils because they seem really good, but I've only got a few of them. And then, as always, I'm using my Rosemary & Co brush. I'm using it to actually paint the Rosemary & Co brush as well, oddly. So I'm just trying to get like a good kind of colour on that Escoda brush there. I've painted it before and it came out really nicely where it looks like quite convincing shiny metal, so kind of didn't want to let myself down, and I wanted to make sure I did it good again, so I come back in later and add some more shading and stuff like that. I think it's good to kind of try and get just like the basic colours in, and then, you know, as you'll see, I'll sort of come back in and go back and do some more shading and more shading kind of thing as needed really to give it some depth, you know. But you know, it's better just to get the colours down and even if they're too light, and then come back and darken them as needed rather than going too dark at first, you know, because if you go too light you can rescue that, you can carry on painting, you know, but if you go too dark then there's kind of not much coming back from that. So always best to kind of hedge your bets a little bit and go a bit lighter and come back and just add some depth. Got a bit of a thunderstorm going on outside, guys. I hope it's not affecting the sound too much here. This is like typical Johannesburg summer weather. It's like 3-4 o'clock. The clouds roll in and the thunderstorm rages, and then it lasts for like 20 minutes and it goes away. It's pretty cool, actually. Quite like it. So as you can see, I'm just coming in with like darker shades as mentioned, just to try and get those items to pop off the page a little bit. Again, not going for any kind of realism really. Got my all-important cup of coffee. And this is sort of progress so far. I'm liking the way this is looking. It's coming out pretty nice. Quite like it. So now I'm just literally taking the paint right from the box and putting it down on the page. That's why I wanted to paint this set. It just looks really like colourful, you know. Thought it would look good as a drawing. It's really fun drawing at art supplies. I think you can have a lot of fun with this because they're not too intimidating to draw. You know, they're like fairly basic shapes, and even if you don't draw them in the right proportions and whatnot, you can still tell what they are, and they just look really fun. So you know, don't worry about like drawing completely, you know, straight lines or right proportions. You know, if you actually looked at like the pencil versus the, I don't know, the eraser, like that's not correct, accurate proportion, but just fits on the page nicely. And I'm going through and doing these like little drop shadow things as well, just to make the items just look like they're sitting on the page a little bit. Yeah, it's not like perfect, but it does add a bit of 3D-ness to the sketch, which is quite fun. So again, just going through and just adding those finishing touches, just darkening up some areas that really, you know, if you're looking at it and you're like, what's it need? Just go through and just add darker bits where squint your eyes at your scene and just look for the really dark bits and then add those. And then, you know, that's what's going to make it stand out a bit more. So I'm pretty happy with this, but I've realised that actually it would look better if I wrote in what the materials are. So I'm just going through and labelling the stuff. So the Mungyo watercolours there, the white gouache. I'm just writing on the tube as well, just to make it look a bit more realistic. This is my dip pen, my Skoda brush, and just a normal clip. That's an Inktense pencil there, and that's my Rosemary & Co dagger brush and the kneadable eraser. There we go, first page of your sketchbook done, and first day of the Urban Sketching World Urban Sketching at Home 7-day challenge. I hope you've enjoyed that video, guys. I'd really love to see what sketches you guys do, so do tag me over on Urban Sketching World over on Instagram. That would be fantastic, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 2.